Hello, welcome back to Let's Play DoomRL. Last time you joined us, I am Steve, and this is my buddy, Kalier. I think is how you say it now.
It's clear, but you got close. Anyway,
I was
ride
close.
my rocket, baby.
So anyway, last time we were standing on a rocket launcher, and now a rocket launcher has been picked up. My understanding is that rockets are pretty badass.
They are. However, I don't really use them in main combat because rockets are kind of rare, so we will explode a lot of things in this video, just not right off the bat. Also, here's a Hell Knight. They're kind of jerks.
That dude looks like he sucks.
Well, he takes a long time to fire, but when he does fire, it hurts quite a bit. Anyway, we're out of ammo. We spent all 40 of our shots on him and it didn't kill him. Almost did.
So, what was this crazy Japan thing you were telling me about earlier?
Yeah, I was in a conversation with a friend of mine who I will leave her unnamed for now, but basically, I'll just tell you about how this little anecdote she had started. She had some guy watching hentai on her computer, and there were like 15 people gathered around critiquing it. That's how it starts. Also, I walk through acid because I can.
So the story of yours that you just started telling, you better continue telling it, because that's what the people come here for. Crazy stories about the internet.
So, apparently, when they were watching it, they came across this one thing which they call it sounding. I'm not going to describe it here unless you really want me to, but I don't really want to, and basically...
Well, I don't know if our readers would particularly enjoy hearing about this, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because it's from Japan, so it must be disgusting.
I don't know if it's Japan exclusive, but it is disgusting. Anyway, that was pretty much the viewpoint of everyone else in the area too. They're like, oh, sounding, no, that is one of like my hard limits. And then they actually started talking about their favorite kinks and stuff.
So is sounding more or less disgusting than Guro? Like, give me a baseline here.
Well, see, that would require me to know what Guro means, and I don't think we want to get into a contest with finding out.
I don't think we need to get in a weird Japan porn discussion right now. But it looks like you got some rockets, and there's some other stuff going on in the game that we haven't really talked about too much.
Yeah, there's a second rocket launcher, but, you know, you really only need one. Also, red barrels. Those are napalm barrels. If you explode them, like the green barrels, they will leave lava everywhere, and they're generally a huge problem. I mean, you can...
That's pretty balls.
You can explode them on dudes, which is always fun, but more often than not, I find that dudes explode them on me, and then I have been exploded, and also I am standing in lava. But here's a point where I can shoot one and use it. Assuming my accuracy actually lets me hit it. There we go. And he ran off, so I'll reload. Also, I assume he's right next to me, so I chainsaw him.
Man, you chainsawed that dude a lot before he died.
Yeah, I think we need more ranks in the brute ability. Now our chainsawing is supreme.
Yeah, the chainsawing ability of hard body wrench torque is now pretty extreme, it sounds like.
It is most extreme. Also, I'm switching out weapons a lot in this run.
You've got a lot of totally sweet weapons.
I have quite a few sweet weapons, actually. Anyway, I don't remember what the special level was over there.
Oh, I believe it is The Wall.
Oh,
which just makes me think that it's like the Pink Floyd album, except that I don't like Pink Floyd, so suck it, Internet.
Well, basically what you get at The Wall, if that's what this is a wall. And you might just think, oh, that's boring, walls are boring, and levers sometimes explode them. But no, this is the wall. Also, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, dancing or something. I think I'm looking at more assemblies again for whatever reason. I need to stop doing that.
You really do, because originally I promised a spoiler-free version of this game, but that's okay because you're playing it and not me now. I'm totally okay with that.
Alright, so here's the wall.
It's a big space, and it sounds like there are things on the other side of the wall.
Yeah. And what do we do with the walls? We destroy them. To break through the wall, you have to use rockets. Or I think you can actually use plasma weapons, but we don't have any plasma weapons.
Well, you're going to shoot some rocks, and that's pretty exciting.
More exciting when you get to the stuff behind it, because A, there's a bunch of monsters and they're tough to kill, and B, there's some pretty cool rewards, like there's a whole bunch of rockets to replace the ones you probably spent in getting here, and there's also a thing called a backpack.
What does the backpack do?
The backpack will basically increase the amount of ammo you can carry, so you see how like I have 100 slots of 10mm ammo there? It would up to like 140 per inventory spot.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Also, these guys.
They look like they suck.
They're like Hell Knights, except even worse. Now, you might think Hell Knights are just, they have a lot of health and not much else. Well, these guys will seriously mess up your day, and as you can see, our red armor's already taken quite a beating. And now there's two of them!
Oh man, you might be a little bit screwed here.
Yeah, generally you want to head into this with even more rockets than you need to take down the wall itself.
So, can chest the can face survive?
Well, we have the homing phase device if we end up being totally screwed.
So Sausage McMeat here does have a way out.
He does.
Sweet.
Yeah, those guys take a couple chainsaw hits, even with 2 ranks of brute to kill. And it sounds like there's a lot more over there where those others came from.
Well, hopefully this won't be the end of Slaughter McDude. I've had a few beers.
Okay, there's 4 dudes now. This may be a good time to run.
Yeah, it might be, since it looks like you're going to get murderized here pretty soon.
But I'm not running for some reason. I have 2%.
Well, now you're going to run.
Yeah, 2%
There
armor
you
and
go.
24% health. So yeah, that's a homing phase device. They can save your ass and you should use them. Or else you could be murdered by Barons of Hell. Who am I kidding? We're still going to be murdered by Barons of Hell. And also, whatever is in this level.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad for you already, since you don't really have armor and there's some dudes.
So here's my thought. Maybe we can start running.
So I think I covered running earlier, but give us a brief refresher, sir.
Alright, well, basically what happens with running is you move a lot faster and you dodge attacks more effectively. Downside is you can't hit as accurately as you used to be able to. Which, since I'm using the combat shotgun while I'm running, is not such a huge deal.
Yeah.
What is a huge deal is that you get tired after a while of running, and then you just can't run anymore. But that's the only downside of being tired. And if you use a med kit like I just did, then you go back to cautious, and then you can run again.
Sweet.
Properly used, running can save your life. And this is probably one of the runs where I figure out how running works. I did a couple other runs after this one. I'm recording this in post, and in those I learned how to run because I was playing on some really high difficulties. I died a lot. You'll probably see those on our high score list once we start up the next character.
So are you saying, spoiler alert, that, shotgun man hard here is not going to make it to the end?
Oh, he might make it. But we're still going to continue because everyone else put in a bunch of characters, and to be fair, we've only shown off a couple of the traits. It'd be neat to show off a whole bunch of different character builds. Like there's characters that focus on shotguns, those that focus on dual pistols, those that focus on chain guns, and those are the secret best ones. You know, there's all kinds of characters really, and I want to show off as many as I can. Also, we don't have any armor.
You're the one playing the game, so you are completely allowed to do that. I will completely continue to record video, audio.
Audio video. Cacodemon. So something I only just recently figured out, you see how down it says Phobos base level 11?
Yeah.
And you know how when you kill all the dudes in the floor it says you feel relatively safe now?
Yeah.
Well, that'll actually turn blue once you kill all the dudes on the floor.
Oh yeah, you didn't notice that before?
I didn't. This is something you apparently knew that I did not.
Well, now you know when it's safe to go around and explore a place without worrying about dudes.
Yeah,
There's
usually...
another mod pack.
You shot me. Stop that. I have bullets for you. And he took a lot of bullets because he was wearing red armor. Which is good because we need armor. And now we have armor. And I think I'm probably going to use that mod pack on the armor. I don't remember. I hope I do. That would be smart of me.
I believe that you might. Let's find out.
Oh, I tried on the chainsaw first. What am I thinking, past self? You're a moron. Oh
Well, I think that past self is trying to figure out what to do with it.
That is possible. Of course, present self is already like, you should use it on the armor. But, you know, I can't reach myself. I can't travel through time. Also, we just got slaughtered in half by a barrel I don't think we could have seen. And that guy had a shotgun and sprayed acid all over us, and he's basically a huge dick forever.
Damn, that totally could have murdered you.
Anyway, med packs. We need them. And now our armor that we only just got is already degraded. This guy is a jerk, and I'm going to shoot him. Yeah, there it turned blue down there. Now it's Phobos base level 11. Now with slightly fewer murderous sergeants with shotguns. Also,
Well, with lots fewer, because they're all dead.
yes, also med pack. See if there's anything else cool on this floor. I don't think there is, but you know, never hurts to check.
No, it looks like a pretty normal floor. I don't even remember what level feeling you got.
I don't think there's usually too much importance about the level things. Like this one I think will tell you about there's a secret, not a secret level, a side level. And that's just mean. They put the red armor behind that napalm barrel and then that guy shot me. This is not a very friendly level.
Well, the only solution is to shoot him back.
That is what I have done. So yeah, if I shoot the napalm barrel, it'll destroy that. But first I get this thing, because plasma rifles are awesome.
So, those are probably mostly good for killing dudes.
They kill dudes pretty good, but the problem is they use power cells, which we have already discussed are one of the rare ammo types, and they use them fast. So you use plasma rifles on the guys that you absolutely have to kill, and save your other guns for the guys that you only kinda have to kill. More armor. We need that armor. This we also need. And there's some more stuff up here. I don't know what it is.
I assume you'll be finding out shortly, but in the meantime, chainsaw some guys.
Power mod pack. And reloading, and please tell me I actually use it on the armor this time.
Yes, you do.
Hooray!
So, that's a pretty significant armor boost there.
That is. Even if I wasn't invincible, that lost soul wouldn't be able to do much damage through that armor. Also,
So what does the supercharge globe do, sir?
well, you know how if you pick up health globes when you're at full health, it'll increase your health to like 120% or whatever?
Yeah.
Supercharge will set you to 200% health, which is...
Sweet!
Also, that guy has a plasma rifle, but that's especially valuable to us because we're playing with a badass character, so if we get that, then it'll stay at 200% until we get into a fight. So I'm going to probably save that until we clear the level so I can use it at the start of the next one.
That is a capital plan.
Also, I hear a lot of demons, so I'm using my chainsaw for most of this area. Pretty close quarters, so I don't think there's much flaw to this tactics.
Man, the chainsaw is completely awesome.
I mean, there are some places here where I probably could have used a gun instead, but I have a chainsaw. Why would I want to use a gun?
Well, that's the way that you play Doom, too, especially when you're a kid in the early 90s. Mostly you get the chainsaw on the first level, and then you just chainsaw everything.
If it works, why mess with it? Also, the Halls of Carnage. This is a place you always want to go to, but we're gonna first kill everything else on the level, because we can do that. Like that guy, and that guy. There's probably a guy behind that door, too.
Yeah. So, it looks like our killing spree is just about to come to an end.
Right.
And, well, this was not too exciting an update. Mostly you killed a bunch of dudes, but that's what happens in DoomRL.
Yep. And I really need to pay attention to the time on this, because I was thinking it would just keep going. But oh well.
Well, maybe it will keep going. You guys will find out in the next exciting episode.
Alright, well, I'm Kalir, and...
I am Steve, of the Internet.
Internet. And yeah, later.
Bye, guys.